chairman.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi releases financial assistance of 2,691 crore rupees to over 6 lakh beneficiaries in Uttar Pradesh under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. The PM calls it a vital scheme to fulfill the vision of ensuring housing for all, says previous governments didn't pay much heed to bridge the urban-rural divide. Tenth round of talks between the government and farmers associations underway in Delhi on the proposed tractor rally on the 26th of January. The Supreme Court says it's the duty of the Delhi police to decide whom to allow entry into the capital. India begins supply of COVID-19 Made in India vaccines to neighbouring and key partner countries. First consignments reach Bhutan and Maldives. Prime Minister Modi says India committed to help all humanity fight the COVID pandemic. (354th Prakash Parv of the 10th Sikh Guru Guru Gobind Singh Ji is being celebrated across India and the world. PM Modi recalls the message of love, sacrifice and valour of the great Guru. Joe Biden to be sworn in as the US President today. Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris attend a national memorial ceremony at the Lincoln Memorial for 4 lakh Americans who have died from COVID-19 so far. In a farewell address, Trump celebrates his legacy, extends best wishes to the next administration. Namaskar, you're the latest here on DD News and DD India. I'm Gautam Roy. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has released financial assistance of around 2,691 crore rupees to 6.1 lakh beneficiaries in Uttar Pradesh under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. The assistance will include release of first installment of 5.3 lakh beneficiaries and second installment to 80,000 beneficiaries who have already availed the first installment of assistance under PMAYG. Under PMAYG, each beneficiary is given 100% grant of 1.2 lakh rupees in plain areas and 1.3 lakh rupees in hilly areas. The PM also interacted with beneficiaries and stressed that the scheme has empowered poor and given them confidence. The PM added that houses are being constructed at a fast pace to realize their dreams.
इस योजना ने देश के गांवों की तस्वीर बदलनी शुरू कर दी है। इस योजना के साथ करोड़ों लोगों की उम्मीद जुड़ी है, उनके सपने जुड़े हुए हैं। प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना ने गरीब से गरीब को भी ये विश्वास दिलाया है कि हां, आज नहीं तो कल मेरा भी अपना घर हो सकता है।
The PM also said that a vision of self-reliant India is directly linked to self-reliance of all countrymen. The PM added that Pakka homes have always been a source of confidence amongst people and Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin will help in realizing the spirit.
आत्मनिर्भर भारत का सीधा संबंध देश के नागरिकों के आत्मविश्वास से है और घर एक ऐसी व्यवस्था है, एक ऐसा सम्मानजनक तोहफा है जो इंसान का आत्मविश्वास कई गुना बढ़ा देती है। अगर अपना घर होता है तो एक निश्चिंतता होती है, उसे लगता है कि जीवन में कुछ ऊपर नीचे हो भी गया तो भी ये घर रहेगा, मदद करने के लिए काम आएगा।
Prime Minister also stressed that the government has set up a target to provide housing for all by 2022. He added that the centre has given assistance of 1 lakh crore rupees for construction of homes, through which more than 2 crore homes have already been constructed.
गरीब को पक्की छत देने के लिए प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना ग्रामीण शुरू की गई थी। देश ने आजादी के 75 साल पूरे होने तक हर गरीब परिवार को पक्का घर देने का लक्ष्य तय किया था। इस लक्ष्य को पूरा करने के लिए बीते वर्षों में लगभग 2 करोड़ घर सिर्फ ग्रामीण इलाकों में ही बनाए गए हैं।
The PM highlighted that 14.5 lakh beneficiaries have already got possession of their own homes and another 22 lakh homes will be built in rural areas in Uttar Pradesh.
बीते 4 वर्षों में यूपी की सरकार ने केंद्र सरकार की योजनाओं को जिस तेजी से आगे बढ़ाया है, उससे यूपी को एक नई पहचान भी मिली है और नई उड़ान भी मिली है। एक तरफ अपराधियों और दंगाइयों पर सख्ती और दूसरी तरफ कानून व्यवस्था पर नियंत्रण, एक तरफ अनेक एक्सप्रेसवे का तेजी से चल रहा काम, तो दूसरी तरफ एम्स जैसे बड़े संस्थान, मेरठ एक्सप्रेसवे लेकर बुंदेलखंड गंगा एक्सप्रेसवे तक यूपी में विकास की रफ्तार तेज करेंगे।
Prime Minister also underlined that corona pandemic impacted lives of people all over the world. He added that despite hardships, development in Uttar Pradesh witnessed an upward growth.
कोरोना के ये कालखंड जिनका प्रभाव पूरे देश पर पड़ा, दुनिया पर पड़ा, मानव जात पर पड़ा, प्रत्येक व्यक्ति पर पड़ा, उत्तर प्रदेश ने विकास के लिए अपने प्रयासों को रुकने नहीं दिया, जारी रखा, तेज गति से आगे बढ़ाया। जो प्रवासी बंधु हमारे गांव लौटकर आए थे, उनकी सुरक्षित घर वापसी के लिए यूपी ने जो काम किया, उसकी भी काफी प्रशंसा हुई है। यूपी ने तो गरीब कल्याण रोजगार अभियान के तहत 10 करोड़ मैंडेज का रोजगार पैदा किया है और देश में पहला स्थान प्राप्त किया है। इससे बड़ी संख्या में ग्रामीण लोगों को गांव में ही रोजगार मिला, इससे भी उनका जीवन आसान हुआ है।
And the PM also stressed on the vision to empower women. He added that financial assistance for construction of homes is directly being credited to beneficiaries' accounts with the aim of providing ease of living.
नए तरीके खोजने के लिए, नई नीतियां बनाने का हमने विशेष ध्यान दिया और उसमें गांव के उन गरीबों तक सबसे पहले पहुंचे जो घर की उम्मीद छोड़ चुके हैं। दूसरा, हमने कहा आवंटन में पूरी पारदर्शिता हो, कोई भाई भतीजावाद नहीं, कोई वोट बैंक नहीं, कोई जाति नहीं, दिखना नहीं, फलाना नहीं, कुछ नहीं, गरीब है हकदार है। तीसरा, महिलाओं का सम्मान, महिलाओं का स्वाभिमान, महिलाओं का अधिकार, और इसलिए हमने जो घर देंगे, महिलाओं को घर का मालिक बनाने का प्रयास उसमें होना चाहिए। चौथा, जो घर बने उसकी टेक्नोलॉजी के माध्यम से लगातार मॉनिटरिंग हो। ईंट पत्थर जोड़कर मकान नहीं बने, बल्कि हमारा ये भी लक्ष्य रहा कि घर के साथ 4 दीवारें नहीं, सच्चे अर्थ में जिंदगी जीने का वो एक बहुत बड़ा सपनों का वहां अंबार सजना चाहिए।
And Union Minister for Rural Development and Panchayati Raj Narendra Singh Tomar said that the ministry is working 24/7 with top priority to generate employment opportunities as well. He added that Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin will also provide opportunities to women.
लगातार प्रधानमंत्री जी की यह कोशिश है कि ग्रामीण आजीविका परियोजना के माध्यम से देश की लाखों लाख बहनों को आजीविका के अवसर मिले, ग्रामीण क्षेत्र को अधोसंरचना मिले, ग्रामीण क्षेत्र में लोगों का जीवन जीना सुगम हो, रोजगार के अवसर प्रारंभ हो। इस दृष्टि से प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में ग्रामीण विकास मंत्रालय बहुत तेजी के साथ काम कर रहा है।
And speaking on the event, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said that beneficiaries of PMAY Gramin are also provided support of unskilled labour wages under Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme and assistance of 12,000 rupees for construction of toilets through Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin.
जब से प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना ग्रामीण प्रारंभ हुई, 1,20,000 रुपये प्रत्येक लाभार्थी को आवास के लिए, 12,000 रुपये शौचालय के लिए और 90 दिन की मनरेगा की मजदूरी के बराबर रोजगार की सुविधा भी प्रत्येक लाभार्थी को उपलब्ध कराया जा रहा है। हर एक लाभार्थी को आयुष्मान भारत योजना के अंतर्गत स्वास्थ्य बीमा का कवर उपलब्ध कराने और केंद्र और राज्य सरकार की हर एक योजना के साथ साथ विगत 3 वर्षों से एक अभियान चला करके सहजन के पौधे भी उन सभी घरों में लगाने का एक बड़ा कार्यक्रम प्रदेश सरकार ने लगाया है।
The Government of India today started the supply of Indian manufactured vaccines to neighbouring and key partner countries. An AN-32 aircraft arrived in Paro Valley ferrying Bhutan's first consignment of COVID-19 vaccine from India. The first consignment carried 1.5 lakh dosages of Covishield vaccine. Bhutan's Health Minister Dechen Wangmo will receive the vaccines from Indian Ambassador Ruchira Kamboj in the presence of Prime Minister Dr. Lote Tshering in a modest ceremony. And the flight carrying the first consignment of 1 lakh dosages of Covishield vaccine to Malé in the Maldives also arrived today. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said Indian vaccines reached Maldives and reflected our special friendship. India will also soon send a supply to 4 more countries, that's Bangladesh, Nepal, Myanmar and the Seychelles. 20 lakh doses of coronavirus vaccine will be arriving in Dhaka tomorrow as a gift from India. Health Services Division Secretary Abdul Manan told media persons in Dhaka today that the Health Minister Zahid Malik and High Commissioner of India to Bangladesh Vikram Doraiswamy will be receiving the COVID-19 vaccine gift from India at the Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport. The supply of Indian manufactured vaccines has already been deployed under grant assistance mode. Let's bring my colleague and our correspondent Abhishek Jha for more on this. Abhishek, good afternoon. Just tell us, this entire endeavor that is being extended to the neighborhood will be extended further, won't it, as well? It's just the beginning, really, of India's commitment to help people all over the world in battling COVID-19. We seem to be having a problem with this link with Abhishek. We will try and reconnect with him or try and fix that audio. We can't hear you, Abhishek. We'll try and reconnect. Thanks for joining for the time being. Well, let's now get you an update on the COVID-19 situation from across the country as well. Well, what's happening is that 16,988 recoveries have been recorded yesterday, taking the cumulative total of recovered patients to 1,02,45,741. With this, the recovery rate currently stands at 96.7%. India's three-pronged strategy of test, trace and treat is proving to be a success. The fatality rate has dropped to 1.44%, with 1,52,718 deaths recorded so far. The number of active COVID-19 cases in India stands at 1,97,201, which is 1.86% of the total cases reported so far. Let's try and reconnect with Abhishek Jha, my colleague and our correspondent, on the development of how vaccines, made in India vaccines sent from India are now reaching some of the countries who had reached out for assistance on that particular matter. And Abhishek, isn't this just the beginning?
Of course, Gautam, this is just the beginning that India has provided with first 2 consignments of COVID vaccines to Maldives and Bhutan. Tomorrow onwards, we are going to see so many more consignments going across to Bangladesh, Nepal, as far as Seychelles. And other nations, there are Afghanistan, Sri Lanka and Mauritius, where the approvals and some regulatory approvals are waiting. Then the consignments of vaccines will be sent there. Meanwhile, India has got the request from so many other countries as well, because of the virtue of India being the sole provider. One of the biggest, largest manufacturing facility of vaccines are in India. Globally, almost more than 60% of vaccines are manufactured in India. So, in being with that capacity, India is naturally getting so many requests from across the globe, from Latin American countries. Brazil, for example, which has been one of the worst hit country through this pandemic, has also requested to get more and more COVID vaccine and as soon as it can. Otherwise, we have also seen Cambodia's Prime Minister also placing a request for COVID vaccine through the ambassador there. And so many other nations of North America, Latin America and Asia especially have requested that the vaccines should reach to them as soon as it is possible. Meanwhile, with the limited resources that India has, India also has a population of 1.2 billion and it has to vaccinate them also. But to deal with the crisis across the world, India has tried to provide the facility for the frontline workers at least.
Yes.
Those vaccines, the consignments that are going across the globe are first for the frontline workers like the medical practitioners and other people who have been in the very first line of defense through this pandemic to ward off the effects of corona.
Certainly.
India will need more and more vaccine in the days to come. And Prime Minister and the government has said that there will not be a dearth of availability of COVID vaccine, and it will do everything it can do to ensure that everybody gets the vaccine during the next few months' time.
Well, yes, that was India's commitment and it's delivering on it. Thanks a lot for joining us, Abhishek Jha. Now, the government is constantly trying to find a solution through dialogue with the farmers agitating over the 3 agricultural reform laws in the series. The next round of talks between the government and farmer unions is taking place today. Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar and Rail Minister Piyush Goyal are meeting with the farmers along with Agriculture Secretary Sanjay Agrawal and other officials. Many rounds of talks have been held between the government and the farmer unions for the same purpose. Now, while there's continuous dialogue with the farmers for coming up with a solution, the Congress party is trying to constantly politicize the issue on which Union Minister and senior BJP leader Prakash Javadekar has slammed the opposition party. He further said that the Congress party does not want issues of farmers to be resolved. That is why it has adopted the tactic of obstruction.
कांग्रेस नहीं चाहती कि किसान के समस्या का समाधान हो, सरकार और किसान की वार्ता सफल हो, और इसलिए वो विरोध अवरोध ये नीति अपनाते हैं.
Meanwhile, members of the committee constituted by the Supreme Court will hold talks with the government representatives, farmers' unions and other stakeholders associated with the agricultural sector tomorrow. The 4-member committee will report to the Supreme Court within a period of 2 months. And the Supreme Court has asked the centre to withdraw its plea against proposed tractor rally by farmers on Republic Day. The top court has observed that it is for the police to decide and take action. The apex court is not going to pass any orders. The top court further added that it is not for the court to stop the farmers' tractor rally. The Election Commission of India and its officials headed by CEC Sunil Arora is in Assam on a 3-day visit to take a look at poll preparedness measures. Addressing the media in Guwahati today, Chief Election Commissioner Sunil Arora said that after reviewing with senior officials, the law enforcing agencies, the overall law and order situation in Assam is under control. The CEC appealed to political parties and general people to maintain peace and harmony for a smooth conduct of elections. He also urged them to adhere to COVID-19 protocols. The polling hour will be increased by 1 hour due to COVID-19 situation, and polling booths will also be increased. The CEC also said that the entire polling process will be completed before CBSE exams on the 4th of May and also before Rangali Bihu. Special observers will be deputed to oversee the poll process. Niti Aayog has released the second edition of the India Innovation Index 2020 in a virtual event. The index was released by Niti Aayog Vice Chairman Dr. Rajiv Kumar. The India Innovation Index 2020 seeks to rank the states and union territories based on their relative performance of supporting innovation and to empower them to improve their innovation policies by highlighting their strengths and weaknesses. The states and union territories have been divided into 17 major states and 10 north, east and hill states, the 9 city states and union territories for effectively comparing their performance. Niti Aayog Vice Chairman Rajiv Kumar has expressed his optimism on how India Innovation Index 2020 can help India become globally competitive and self-reliant. A Prakash Parv is being celebrated across the country today. The 354th Prakash Parv of Guru Gobind Singh Ji is being celebrated across India and the world with great fervour and enthusiasm. The day is observed in the honour and remembrance of a great warrior, poet, philosopher and spiritual master. It holds special significance for Sikhs and is considered to be one of their most auspicious festivals.
कर कृपा तेरे गुण गावा नानक नाम जपत सुख पावा नानक नाम जपत सुख पावा जपत सुख पावा कर कृपा तेरे गुण गावा कर कृपा तेरे गुण गावा कर कृपा तेरे.
And President Ramnath Kovind has extended humble tributes on auspicious occasion of Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Prakash Parv. In a tweet he said, and I quote, "His life has been inspiring for humanity, propagating equality and inclusiveness. He wasn't just a spiritual ideal but a warrior who stood by principles even in face of supreme sacrifice." And on the occasion, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also recalled the grand celebrations in Patna and paid respects to Guru Gobind Singh Ji. In a tweet he said, and I quote, "The Guru Sahibs have a special kripa on me that the 350th Prakash Parv of Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji took place during the tenure of our government. I recall the grand celebrations in Patna, where I also had the opportunity to go and pay my respects." Sharing a video on Twitter as well, the PM wrote, and I quote, "I bow to Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji on the pious occasion of his Prakash Parv. He was a life devoted to creating a just and inclusive society. He was unwavering when it came to upholding his principles. We also recall his courage and sacrifices."
गुरु गोविंद सिंह महाराज साहब को जब याद करते हैं तो कुछ इतिहासकार शौर्य और वीरता के पहलू को ही प्रकट करते हैं, लेकिन उनकी वीरता के साथ उनकी जो धीरता थी, धैर्य था, वो अद्भुत था। वे संघर्ष करते थे, लेकिन त्याग की पराकाष्ठा अभूतपूर्व थी। वे समाज में बुराइयों के खिलाफ लड़ते थे। ऊंच नीच का भाव, जातिवाद का जहर, उसके खिलाफ भी लड़ाई लड़के समाज को एकता के सूत्र में बांधना, सबको समानता, इसमें कोई ऊंच नीच का भेद न हो, उसके लिए जीवन पर्यंत अपनों के बीच भी वो आग्रह पूर्वक बातों को मनवाने में अपना जीवन खपाते रहे थे। और उस कालखंड को देखें, एक तरफ भयंकर क्रूरता थी, जुल्म थे, अत्याचार थे। गुरु गोविंद सिंह महाराज का मार्ग, एक तरफ क्रूरता तो दूसरी तरफ वीरता का। उन्होंने वीरता का मार्ग लिया, जन सामान्य में वीरता पैदा करने का प्रयास किया। क्रूरता का मुकाबला क्रूरता से नहीं, क्रूरता का मुकाबला वीरता से करने का संदेश गुरु गोविंद सिंह महाराज ने दिया। आज जब देश की एकता, अखंडता, शांति, एकता, सद्भाव, इस मंत्र को हमें जीना भी है और नई पीढ़ी को जीने के लिए प्रेरित भी करना है। गुरु गोविंद सिंह महाराज के चरणों में वंदन करता हूं, उनके त्याग बलिदान को नमन करता हूं। वाहेगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह।
And let us now take you across live to BJP headquarters where a media briefing is taking place. Listen in.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। बस ज्वाइनिंग का ही भाई साहब मोबाइल है, भाई साहब किसी को कितना को वीडियो लगा दो आप
You can see that the BJP has expanded its footprint. This was the footprint in West Bengal, which is due for elections later this year, where TMC, former TMC leader and Shantipur MLA Arindam Bhattacharya has joined the BJP. We'll keep getting you more updates as we go along. For now, thanks for joining.